welcome. It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. Quickly, without even stuttering, what are you thinking about? Is it positive? Do you feel defeated? Have you spoken to yourself and talked yourself out of something that you wanted to do today? Today, let's talk about thinking positive. Thinking positive. We're big on making sure that we stay confident and we're dedicated and we're consistent. But the question is, do you actually think positively? Is the glass half full or half empty? Truthfully, it's both. It's all in perspective of how you want your thoughts to move and function throughout the day. I try my best to stay as positive in my mindset as possible because, as we've already discussed, the moment that you wake up, it gives your mind the opportunity to drift off into as much negative as it can possibly find. Thinking positive calls for you to also prophesy. And prophesy is something that we actually say against ourselves, meaning you're allowing yourself to speak things into your existence, not in the blab it, name it, and grab it type of a game, but in a position where you are speaking positivity into your life. So as a man thinketh, so is he. What am I saying? If you're staying positive in situations that call for negative, you've already combated half of the process. How is that? Because you see past that negative as being your final say. Now, that doesn't mean that everything always shifts and everything remains positive, but what it does allow you to do is to see the progression within your thoughts and your mindset to make it through the day, be it good or be it bad. You want to do the best you can every day to speak positive about any and everything that comes your way. Negativity has a tendency to weigh you down. It not only weighs you down, but it needs confirmation and validation from others. So if you ever notice that when you're angry, you need to tell everybody about why you're angry. You look for opportunities to either call or speak to a colleague or a family member about what pissed you off for that moment. It's almost counterproductive sometimes for you to feel like you want to talk about the positive. Now, we do talk about all of the great blessings that happen in our lives when they're big, but sometimes that little stuff like, you know what, I was driving down the road and normally I have road rage and I'm cussing the person out in my head. But today I thought positive and I said to myself, maybe that person is speeding past me because they have to pee. Right? I mean, you've had to pee, I've had to pee, and you can't get to that exit in time and you're floating by. Or maybe, just maybe, there's an emergency. Now, that might be funny to some this morning, but what I'm trying to say is always try to rectify the positive in your brain. Your brain runs everything. That mind of yours controls all of your processes for life. So if you can look at it that way, instead of trying to chase the person down to tell them that they ran you off the road or they could have done better, you simply identify the situation, rectify it in your head by simply saying you're alive and whatever they're going through, that's not something that you want to be around, and keep moving. Today, I challenge you to actually think and think that positive in every situation that arises. Remember, all of your processes will be positive if you're thinking positive. What does that mean? Even the negative will have a purpose if you're thinking positive, because there's something to be learned in everything. You hear the mini cliche that sits on, the mini cliches that sit on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And I believe one says something along the lines that everyone is either a blessing or a lesson. If you actually believe that, that positive thought will actually carry you through all of the extra dramas that try to come your way. And always remember that when too much negative starts to hit you, it usually means you're really close to your blessing. Stick with it. Persevere through. Because greatness only comes to people who can be tenacious enough to keep fighting. In that fight, positive thinking is absolutely key, because you have to believe that you deserve and have earned what it is you're seeking. Otherwise, the negative will always tear you down, always make you stand stagnant, and always put you in a hole. And that is not what we're about. So today, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate your time. Remember to subscribe, comment, and share on all the videos. If you have not caught up, feel free to go back and look at as many as you need to try to catch up with where we are in our journey. And stay positive. Think positive. Okay? Wonderful. Have a blessed day. And remember to live your life authentic. Bye-bye.